Hey YouTube and welcome. So today we have a different video than I normally do, a tutorial. Yeah, I know, I'm going to be doing a lot of those. So anyways, it's how to get Android on your PC. Pretty cool. Now this isn't a dual boot version because you probably don't want to do that. It's not a good idea. But it is running in VirtualBox. So here is the file. You could download it in the link in the description below. It'll be the first link, probably called Android. The second link in the description is going to be called VirtualBox, and this is like kind of like you're running an operating system inside your operating system. So without any further ado, let's just get started. Once you've downloaded all these things, you can just open up VirtualBox and it should be blank. Now this is my old Android one that I made to test this thing out a few times, and this is my Mac. Yeah, I could run Mac OS X on a Windows PC. Pretty cool. The only reason I really had it was for Xcode, but anyways, let me just create a new one, and this is what you're going to do. You're going to click on new. You're going to label the name. So we could call it Android PC. Anyways, the type is going to be Linux because Android actually runs on Linux. It's open source and it's awesome. So this is going to be for Linux 2.6. Now if you have a 64-bit computer, just click on the 64-bit version. And if you don't know, you don't go there. You go to Start menu. Right click on computer, and if you're on Windows 8, you just type in computer and right click it and click on properties. 8 gigabytes of RAM is your RAM. You have to remember that. Well, that's my RAM, but yours could be different. And 64-bit. So if you're 32-bit, just download the normal one. If you're 64-bit, you download the second one. So let's keep going. This is the RAM that you're going to allocate to your Android phone. Now typically Android phones only have like 2 gigabytes max. The Note 3 has 3, but let's just give it 2 gigabytes. That's 2048 megabytes of RAM. And if you only have 4 gigs of RAM, I recommend giving like 1 gigabyte of RAM. I mean, the least you could do is like I think it's 256 megabytes of RAM. So that's the least. And then the most and recommended is probably like 512 megabytes. And the more you add, the smoother it'll run. Anyways, hard drive. This is your hard drive. You have an 8 gigabyte hard drive in this, but we're going to create a new virtual hard drive, so just leave it how it was. So you just keep it like that. Next. We'll make it 8 gigabytes because it's usually how much Android phones have. Now, before you power it on, don't do that. Just don't click on start. You go to storage, and you see this thing you just downloaded? Yeah, you should have put it on the desktop, and if you didn't, that's totally fine. Just find where you had it. And you go to Controller IDE, the empty, click on it, then go to Virtual CD DVD Drive, click on it, double click, I guess, and just click on OK. Well, wait, but there's one more thing I have to do. To make the audio work correctly, it needs to say ICHAC97. This is fine. Just make sure it says that. I think the default Sound Blaster 16. I don't know why mine's not the default like that, but let's just get this started. Now, it is going to be pretty confusing, so follow along and nothing will go wrong. Well, nothing really can go wrong. Okay, just click on OK, and you move this with your arrow keys. So just go down a few times. And since we haven't used it yet, you just click on install. Once you've already installed it, you could just click on run. So remember, don't be scared about this. Enter, hit enter, and then hit new. Primary. This is how much megabytes of RAM you allocated to it. Just click on enter again. Next, you click on bootable, and it's done. Then you go all the way to the right until you're on the second line and click on write, and just type in yes, and then it'll just do that. Now, it's not gonna, well, this is just making the hard drive, I guess. Next, you just quit. You just hit quit. Enter, and this is the hard drive we just made right there, SDA1 Linux. Just hit enter again, EX3, and yeah, you can click on because of virtual hard drive. So remember, all this stuff is like on a virtual hard drive, so it wouldn't actually erase your hard drive. It might give you some kind of warning like that later on, I think. So just, you'll be okay. And then click on this one, yes. Okay. Now as we wait, I could tell you about I'm going to make a tutorial on how to run Mac OS X on Windows with VirtualBox, one that actually works. I've seen too many on YouTube that don't work. I used an article on Instructables to do it, and it works fine. Anyways, keep going back to Android. Just click on enter again. and enter again. And you have your Android phone. It's just like having a phone, except it's not as smooth, of course. Android wasn't really optimized for the mouse. It was optimized for touchscreen. So if you have a touchscreen like computer, it might work better. I'm not sure how it would work on that. I don't have one. You could also, if you want to make it easier to use, go to machine, disable mouse integration. And if you're using the Android and you want to like use it and you want to get out of it, because sometimes like when you're using it and you click on something inside their virtual box, like right here, see it uses a different mouse, and you want to get out, sometimes you might not be able to unless you click on the machine disable mouse integration. But if you want to do that, you could just hold the right control key for a few seconds, and then it'll kind of just let you go away. So that's just about it for my video. It's really quick. I kind of liked it that way. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you benefited from this video. If you did, just give it a like or subscribe. And you could comment down below if you have a question for me. I could help you troubleshoot your problems and whatnot. Now, this is supported by Google. I mean, it's part of the Google open source project. It's not exactly like illegal or anything like a torrent. The Mac one will be unless you choose to buy it. But anyways, let's just end this video happily and see ya, guys. Hope you watch my next videos, and goodbye.